Costa Rica. And I'm the only one here, besides Kenneth.
Yes.
Say hello, Kenneth.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, let me get us called up over here, make sure that we are copacetic. They're literally the only ones here. There's no one by the pool, there's no one in the restaurant. There's some maintenance work happening, if you can hear that hammering behind us. But we have just, I think our last guest might have just checked out and just left. And we are taking a little break. The lovely Jerry has gifted us a little 5-day holiday this week. So unlike normal Sundays, we are not checking in any new guests. We just checked everyone out. And Kenneth and I are here just hanging around with the run of the place. We're going to go dance in the yoga deck. We're going to swim in the pool. We're not going to do any of those things. Actually, we're going to make a sticky situation. We're going to make some maple syrup marbles today. If you guys are watching, shoot me where you're watching from. I'd love to know. Jeff has already done that. Jeff is watching from Salem, Oregon. Super cool. I'm wearing a very tight dress that shows that I've got a very nice baby bump.
How many weeks?
Today starts week 32.
What?
And if you don't know, there's about 40 weeks in an average pregnancy, so I'm about 2 months out from my due date of August 4th. And I'm feeling good, other than it is quite hot and humid, and I think I'm more hot and humid than the average. Whoa! Kenneth, what just happened?
Sorry.
What just happened, Kenneth?
Sorry. The phone is good.
Kenneth just went to lean on the blender here, and hola, and the lid kind of did this, and so he dropped the phone in the sink. Luckily, the sink was empty. Wow, I'm seeing it on delay right now. That was a right old catastrophe. Okay, what was I talking about? Pregnancy. So that's what's up. And I want to do a little public service announcement right now, because as I'm getting it now. I'm in the 3rd trimester, obviously, the final stretch of this pregnancy, but not just now when I'm quite, I'm showing quite a bit, like it's pretty obvious that I'm pregnant. But even when I wasn't so pregnant, like around 18, 19, 20 weeks, I had a lot of people commenting on the size of my belly and assuming that, because I was so big so early that my baby was going to be huge. And I would just like to make the public service announcement on behalf of all pregnant women. You don't need to comment on the size of our stomachs. I wouldn't be commenting on your size of your stomach if you weren't pregnant. So I don't know what gives any stranger the right to recommend, or to refer to my stomach size. And, oh my gosh, you're huge, your baby's going to be huge. Not true. There's no scientific evidence of that. There's scientific evidence that if the mother who's carrying the baby gains a ton of weight herself through pregnancy, that can lead to a bigger, heavier birth weight for the child. But for the most part, you can't tell the size of a baby through the size of the mother's belly. This is a lot to do with the amount of fluid that I'm holding. It has a lot to do with the length of my waist. I'm quite short-waisted, so there's not that much space for the baby to grow up, so she grows out. The position of the uterus, some women's uteruses go out, some of them grow back. So if it's growing out, clearly the baby's going to jut out more. So if you want to make a comment about a pregnant woman's belly, just tell her she looks beautiful. That's all you need to do. Tell me, does anyone else hear me? I'm getting it so much right now, it's driving me crazy. It's not really driving me crazy. I don't really take that much offense to it, because my family does make big babies. My mom had an 11-pound, a 9-pound, and an 8-pound. I was 8-something. But I'm just saying, you don't need to comment. You can touch my belly all you want. I don't have no problem with strangers touching my stomach, which a lot of pregnant women do not like that. I have no problem with that. But you don't need to comment on it. Anyway, okay, so what are we doing? We're making maple syrup food. I'm going to put on one of these because I'm wearing a white dress. And I made this, again, as per normal, I always come up with my topics well in advance. And then literally this Friday afternoon, my partner Levi said, so what are you doing for your Facebook Live on Sunday? I was like, I don't really know. Something about maple syrup. So I came up with a few ideas of what we could do here today. And the first thing we're going to do is take this off the heat, because what I got on top of the water here, it's getting a little bit too hot. So I'm just going to take that off for now. Set that aside. I'm going to show you the final product of what we got cooking there. So in that double boiler, I had some white chocolate melting down. Here's what we're going to make right now. It's the world's easiest fudge. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. That's the fudge theme song. Okay, so we're making white chocolate maple fudge, and this is a batch that I made early this morning at home. I wanted to have a finished product to show you guys and for Kenneth to try before we have to let it set. But look at that, doesn't that look delicious? Cut this. Yes. Come on. Come on with the fudgy-liciousness. Super rich. Hey, Kenneth, you want to try? Look at that. So it's a maple syrup, walnut, white chocolate fudge here, Kenneth. So it's super rich. Pretty delicious. What do you think, Kenneth? Not too shabby, right? So that is what we're going to be making today. And I'm actually going to use, I might use the same mold actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that up and show you guys how we did it, because it's the easiest recipe in the world. And what I wanted to do was just show you a couple different ways to use maple syrup, and let you know that you can sub. I mean, maple syrup is one of my favorite sweeteners, as I am Canadian, but it's also something that's easily substituted. So this, I have some organic product of Canada maple syrup. What do you think? Really mild maple flavor, right? But a little bit of a hint of maple. So I got just some organic maple syrup here today, and all I did was I've melted about 1.5 cups of white chocolate here. You could use white chocolate chips or your favorite Belgian white chocolate bar. So this is a half a batch here, a full batch. I would do 3 cups of white chocolate. So I've just melted that down on my double boiler, which is again just a pot with some water in it and a metal bowl on top. You just want to make sure your water is not so high that it's touching the bottom of the bowl, because you could scald the chocolate. But this is the idea of a double boiler if you don't want to buy one. This is not vegan, because what's the other second ingredient? Sweetened condensed milk. One of my favorite ingredients from when I was growing up. My mom used sweetened condensed milk in a lot of things. What are you pointing at?
Spoon.
What's that?
Spoon.
Ah, spoon. I got one right here too. And right here. Yeah. So for the regular recipe, I would do 3 cups of white chocolate, your favorite white chocolate, and then 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. Most cans of condensed milk come in like 14 ounces. That's a pretty standard size. So just look for a 14-ounce can. And if you get a bigger or smaller one, just measure out your grams or some sort of measuring device like a scale. So that is the base. Just a good old white chocolate, condensed milk deliciousness. And I'm just going to mix this up. Adding the condensed milk in with the white chocolate actually helps melt it a little bit quicker. I just didn't want to count my chickens before they're hatched. That doesn't make sense in this context. I didn't want to put the ingredients together without showing you guys what was up. So that is it. The white chocolate is pretty well melted here, so I'm going to take that off the heat. It's hot. Be careful. It didn't really burn me. I've got cook's hands. There we go. And then we're just going to add in 2 other ingredients, and that is it. This is how easy it is. The other ingredients that I'm going to add in are, is these the ones? I want to make sure I have the right ones. Yes. Wait, no, this isn't it. I've covered it. This is over here. The rain just started. Can you hear that? And they're huge raindrops. Look at the size of this raindrops on the ground. Wow. So we've had actually just what, 4 days of sunshine?
Yes.
After about 10 days of constant rain, welcoming in all of this beautiful new green life, we just came off at the end of 4 days of pure sunshine. And that equated to a lot of humidity, so this rain, I can feel it cooling off the air. So welcome, welcome, welcome rain. So I hope you guys can still hear me okay. So the other 2 ingredients I'm going to add in here is just my secret of today's Facebook Live, not a secret. maple syrup. I've got about 2 teaspoons here and some walnuts. And that is the base. That is it. That is our fudge. Doesn't not get easier than that. And I'm doing this, you could sub out your maple syrup for another sweetener, like a coconut syrup or something if you want, but maple walnut is like such a traditional flavor combination that we're gonna stick with that today. And because that's the theme. So that's it. And then you just would put this into a parchment lined baking, like for the double batch. So it would be 3 cups of the white chocolate, 1 can of the Eagle brand, maybe a half a cup of walnuts chopped, and maybe a tablespoon and a half of maple syrup. You would put that in like to a 9x9 pan, cake pan, which is, or I don't think I have it out here. Just line it with parchment paper because that's just going to help you with the cutting and getting it out of the pan. But that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just going to stick this in the fridge. So that's recipe number 1. Easy. Who we got watching? Kate is watching. Jeff is watching. Denise says hello to me and Kenneth watching from southern Maine. We got Chris watching from New Zealand. Mirko watching from Finland. So cool. Okay, so recipe number 2 that I'm going to talk about here is this one here. And this is right here. This is an overnight oats. And I know that you've probably seen this. It's all over the internet and Pinterest. So it's a maple walnut banana overnight oats. And this is just a version of the maple, the soaked oats that I serve here on the bar at Rythmia. And I made it last night and I put it in this little jar so that I have this breakfast to go, ready to go with me. But all it is what I did is I took a banana with a cup of coconut milk and about 3 tablespoons of maple syrup sweetener, and I blended that all together in the blender, or you can just mash the banana with the milk in a bowl. Then I threw in my oats and about a tablespoon of chia seeds and let that soak in this jar overnight. And then at service, as you can see, I've got a little bit more maple syrup and some fresh granola and walnuts on top, and it's an amazing high protein, source of good fiber, omega-3s, really, really great breakfast using maple syrup. And that is such a traditional breakfast combination. Maple syrup on your oats. Delicious. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is ice cream. What? Yes. Vegan maple walnut ice cream. So why not? So I've got my blender here. You don't need a super high-powered one, but that's what we're using today. And what I've done is I've got my ice cream maker here, which I'm going to show you how it works. Well, what you need to do with this kind of ice cream maker is make sure your bowl, where we're going to put all the ingredients in, is good and frozen. So when I was growing up, we had this little ice cream maker. It was very much the same thing. It looks like this. I'm keeping it cold because we don't have a freezer in here, so I'm keeping this cold until the last minute. But when I was growing up, I had someone like that you put that kind of mold inside a plastic container, a lid with a handle. And in my growing up, I literally hand spun homemade ice cream. Here today, I've got an electrical version, so that's super great. So what I'm going to do is show you the base of the actual recipe. And I'm keeping my main ingredients of the ice cream cold. Because the colder your ingredients to start, the better it will set up when you're actually churning the ice cream. So I've got about a lot of cashews here. I'm going to do about, I don't know, a cup and a half worth. Soaked cashews, and I had these soaking overnight as well. It's about a cup and a half. I do a bit more. Maybe 2 cups. Yeah, 2.5. I'm just going to put them all in. This is not a science. It's really not. Kelly says, hey all. Joss says, I love the sound of the rain. It is pretty amazing. Maria saying, hello from Mexico. Giving me a little compliment telling me that was amazing. Thank you. I feel good. I feel really good. Shortness of breath is a thing. Heartburn is a big thing. Not getting much sleep because she's a night owl is also a thing, but I feel really good otherwise. I've not had any lower back pain issues. Been keeping up with my yoga, so I feel good. So I probably have, let's see. 2 cups. It's 2 cups of cashews I've got in there. So this is not the exact recipe, but it'll do. So the next thing we're going to add in is our secret ingredient, and I've got maple syrup, about a half a cup, and that's going to be a flavor and also a sweetener for our ice cream, and I'm just dumping that in. Vanilla. So I'm using vanilla powder because that's what I had today, and that's just an organic vanilla bean powder. And I'm going to add in another half a cup of walnuts because we're doing maple walnut all the things today. And I'm going to put those in whole. I'm not worrying about them. Those aren't soaked, but they're going to blend right into the base of the ice cream. And then I've got milk. So here I've got about a cup of soy milk. Coconut milk would actually be really good. I didn't have any coconut milk on hand, so I've got about a cup of soy milk, and that's going to be what helps blend this all together. That, my friends, is it. A pinch of sea salt would be really good. Always is for flavor. I love the sweet and salty combination too, but I'm not going to worry about that today. I'm going to make some noise. That's going to blend this up so it's super, super creamy. Oh, so yummy. Okay, so this is where the easy part comes into play. We grab our, you know what, I should have brought a spatula out and I didn't, but that's going to be fine. Grab our ice cream base. We're just going to, actually, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to put that on the base. So this is my electric thingamahooty. And then I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do this. So this is our ice cream maker. Doesn't matter, you can buy what kind of brand, you can buy a ton of them online. Very similar. I think I paid about 50 bucks for this guy on Amazon. It's going to pour my amazing creamy deliciousness into. I'm actually going to come around the side here, flip it on, and look at that, it just starts spinning. Doesn't that smell good, Ken? Mm-hmm. It tastes good too. I'm going to scrape it. I came over to this side of the counter just because my belly was too big to reach over the other side. There you go. And that's just going to churn away. And this machine claims that it's in 20 minutes and it's set, so we'll see. We might not have a full 20 minutes left. I'll have to just talk and do a little song and dance. Maybe I should have done this recipe first with the Rythmia. All right, give my hands a little rinse. Thank you, Kenneth. Just left a little ice cream up the side. But this, I bought this ice cream maker because I eat ice cream pretty much every night these days. Which, and I'm going to share this, it might be a bit too much information. For a long time, I didn't eat ice cream because it was trigger food for me. And a trigger food, by that I mean, when I had my eating disorder, bulimia, ice cream was a food that I ate in copious amounts while I was binging. Because it helped me to throw it up. It was a good, what's the word, vehicle for the rest of the food that I wanted to throw up. So when I recovered from my eating disorder, I just didn't eat ice cream because it had an emotional equivalent of binging to me. Like it didn't feel emotionally good to eat it. But I've since healed that, and in my pregnancy I found that it's been really nice and almost comforting to allow my body to really enjoy ice cream at night. Because it's delicious, it's sweet. I don't like my chocolate anymore, so this is my new sweet little substitute, and it's also great for cooling off my overheating body. So that's why I bought this ice cream maker, and then I figured it'd be fun for me and my baby girl when she gets old enough we can start playing around with different ice cream recipes together. So that is fun. Okay, so my pan over here is starting to heat up, so we're going to make another recipe here. And this isn't going to be a savory one. I'm just putting some water in there so it's not burning away. Let me just make sure we've done everything. We talked about the overnight oat. We're making the ice cream. We made the fudge. So now we're making tofu. How's it look, Kenneth? Starting to thicken up a little bit. The thing is, with these kind of ice cream makers, also, if you don't have that base fully frozen, like that thing that I got took out of the freezer, then your ice cream's not gonna set up well. But it looks like it's setting up pretty good. So for this savory recipe, it's gonna be a tofu in a maple soy sriracha sauce. So this is a savory dish, and it's mostly just about the sauce. So for the sauce, I've got my pan already warming up. I'm going to show you a little side dish that we're going to do first using maple syrup. So in here I've got about a half a cup of seasoned rice wine vinegar and some grated carrots. To that I'm going to add some more maple syrup, about a quarter cup. And this is our vinegar pickling liquid for some cucumbers that are going to go with this recipe that we're doing. So this is like a sweet and sour quick pickle. So we're just going to get our cucumbers in there, nicely coated, and we'll give this a stir a few times. Bigger bowl would have been helpful, but whatever. Revita. Some sesame seed, hot pepper flakes would be yummy in there. This is just our quick little pickling using maple syrup. And then the rest of the ingredients, really, really easy. Into this pan, I'm going to add about a half a cup of that seasoned rice wine vinegar again. Woo! About a tablespoon of sesame oil, about a half a cup of soy sauce. I'm going to grate in some garlic. Some big cloves, we'll do about half of it. Ooh, garlic would be good for pickles too. I'm sorry about that today. Yeah, I'm going to do it. There we go. Organic ginger, and I'm not even going to peel it, I'm just going to grate this ginger. Noodles at home for dinner, and the other day tried to do it without fresh ginger. I tried to use powdered ginger because I didn't have any. I should have known better. Really, nothing compares to the taste of yummy, delicious, fresh ginger. Oh, that smells so good. So that's the base. And we're going to add in some heat. So I just got some delicious sriracha, or your favorite hot sauce of choice would be fine. I'm going to let that cook away so that the garlic and ginger can just heat through, lose some of its pungency. So yummy. Turn that up a bit. It smells good, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I brought this out thinking I was going to do this in a bowl. Doesn't really work, but ooh, that smells good. You can really smell the vinegar. It's going to be super savory with the soy. Alright, so I'm going to just turn that down to medium. And then in this bowl, I've got about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You could use any kind of starch you want. Tapioca starch, cassava, like from cassava root. But I'm going to, oops, added a bit much. About a tablespoon of water to my 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, just to stir that up. We want to do this separately so we don't end up with big chunks in our sauce. Then I'm just going to pour that right into my sauce, and this is going to be our thickener. Yum, yum, yum. Woo. Got a little bit chunky because I poured it in there and I wasn't whisking the whole time. That's okay. Now it's nice and thick. Oops. And then I use this here pot as my mixing bowl. And I'm going to pour in some of my sauce. Avoiding the big chunky bits. And then over here I've got there's lots of bugs today, lots of flies, black flies. That's why everything's covered in paper towel. What I've got here is just some firm silken tofu, which would not be my ideal choice. Like a nice extra firm tofu would work best, and all it is this is just tofu that I've baked off to give it a little bit more of a firm texture with a little bit of sunflower oil and sea salt. And then this is going to be what we coat in our sweet and sour sauce. You could use tempeh. You could do this on a chicken. You could use, this would be really good with pork skewers with like fresh peaches. The idea is because it has the maple syrup in it, we don't want to cook the meat or the protein in the sauce because you're likely going to have to cook the protein a little bit too long, and then you would end up burning the maple syrup. So you want to pre-cook your protein and then cook your sauce separately. And then just give this a gentle mix. Like that. What do you think, Kenneth? Does that look like lunch?
Smell delicious and yes.
Okay, will you pass me a plate, darling?
Yes.
So, all I've decided to do here was grab a little bit of rice. And this is the rice from the bottom of the rice cooker, so it's got like that crunchy coating on it. I love that. Got a little bit of rice. I've got a little bit of our super sweet and sour sesame soy glazed tofu. What do you think? And then we've got our amazingly quick pickled deliciousness. What do you think, Kenneth?
Delicious.
A little bit of this vinegar on this rice. It's like a sweet and sour. It would be lovely with the rice. And then, you like it hot?
There you go.
Kenneth?
There you go.
You like it hot?
Uh-huh.
A little bit of that. And how easy is that plant-based meal? And like I said again, it doesn't have to be plant-based. Plant-based? What's plant-based mean? But it's super, super easy. I think I baked that tofu for all of 20 minutes. And again, you can substitute in tempeh, chicken, pork, anything you want. Da, 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 da. A little fresh cilantro on top, and you are laughing. Okay? What do you think? Happy?
Very happy.
How's the ice cream look?
Mm.
Oh, looks good, doesn't it?
Almost done. Like
It's done for television because it is 2:29. So, look at this. Oh, he's so good. Scrape some of that goodness off. I bought these cute little ice cream cups because I'm eating so much ice cream at home right now. Like that. I'm going to have a little toddy scoop for myself right now. And we're going to put that lid back on. Where'd I put the lid? Right in front of my face. I'm going to let that keep going. Oops. I'm going to put a tiny bit more walnuts on top of here for you, Kenneth. A bit of crunchy granola. What do you think? I don't want soy sauce on there, do you? So that's for you. This is for me. That is some tasty, tasty shit. So good. They're so good, right? It's super rich. Cashew base. Oh, so good. Okay, that's all we have to say today. Tiffany Lynn is saying hello to me and Kenneth.
Hi, Tiffany.
Tiffany says, see you in 6 days. Yes, Tiffany, can't wait to have you back. Pedro's watching. Lorena just joined us. Allison's watching, saying, how are you feeling? I'm feeling amazing. Just hot. That's it. Michelle says, delish. Oh, yeah. So that is it. My goodness, guys. I think we did good. Half an hour in. We're done. Let's see, what are we doing next Sunday? Vegan butter bliss is what I've chosen to title that. I have no confirmed idea what I'm going to do for the recipes. But we might try our hand at making our own vegan butter. And then we'll use vegan butter probably to make various different, typically butter-based recipes, like shortbread. I don't know. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, We're gonna let that ice cream finish up. Then we're gonna clean up, and then we're gonna go and take a little break and have a little vacation. So we look forward to seeing you guys here again next Sunday. Don't forget to tune in to the rest of the lives. If you're not already on the Rythmia newsletter, you can join that through the website and stay up to date on who's talking about what, when, and all of the other good stuff that's going on here on site. All of our guest speakers and, you know, mentions about book releases and movie releases and all the good stuff that we're working on constantly behind the scenes. All right, that is it. That is all. Happy Maple Syrup Day. Have a beautiful start to your month of June, my friends. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.